What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So we are going to be hitting up the next few cars in my Gran Turismo Max Speed, whatever you want to call that series. I don't really know what I'm calling it yet. Um, so let's go ahead and let's get it going. Here is the Tommykaira ZZS. We're gonna do it. Here we go. Lowering the ride height. I actually did a test with some of the spring. I've done some spring rate tests, and it doesn't actually make that much of a difference to me, which is really weird. I feel like I don't know why that is, but that's very bizarre. But I lowered the spring rate on the Motorsport Elise, and it actually made the car slower, and I don't really know what that is. So we'll have to just kind of figure it all out. I mean, it's all a giant process. I basically, the way I do it, trying to save time for y'all so you're not watching all the takes, is I kind of maximize the cars off screen and then just kind of show my gear ratio and the way I did the stuff in the car, just to make sure that it's not a really, really long video. If y'all want that, let me know. But yeah, so still working through these cars. Tommykaira ZZS. I have actually never used this car before in these games. Been in every game since back to, I think, Gran Turismo 2. But it's a pretty good car. It's really lightweight. It's basically a comparable car to the Lotus Elise, because it's really light and really quick off the line. But this car's top speed is a little bit less than the Elise 190. But I'm going to get to the Motorsport Elise in this video. I will attach down at the bottom, or at least I'll give the time marks. I don't know if they always turn blue, but I will put the I'll put the time marks in there so you can just see them and click to it if it doesn't work. But yeah, I'll do what I did in the last video, where I actually give every car's point where I drive it, just so it's a little bit more convenient. Almost got to 190. Yeah, it's a little bit worse than the Elise. The Elise is 193, I believe. Now we are on to the Volkswagen New Beetle 2.0. This is a little bit more horsepower, but probably a little bit heavier. Here we go. Again, I noticed I'm trying to get the spring rates. I don't really know, but everything else is pretty standard. And there we go. Oh yeah, this car's going to be really funny. I just remembered. And so I would like to hear some critiques on what to do with this one. Trying to figure out how to maximize this car's top speed, but it loves to lower the gear ratios very, very far. So if y'all have some suggestions for the Volkswagen Beetle, let me know them in the comments, because I struggled a lot to make this car actually reach a good top speed. So this is going to definitely not be the best representation of the new Beetle. But I basically was trying to figure out how to make the gears lower and right when it shifts, basically make that part lower, or make it where that it's not as far down in RPM, because this car struggles in low RPM. But then try to make it where it still has a good top speed. So it's hard to do. So if I would love to hear y'all's stats on this car, because I really didn't know how to make it good. With the low torque at the beginning, it's hilarious to see how slow the car gets. But then it also is funny because as it accelerates, it seems like it almost gets faster the closer to the red line it gets, which is pretty rare. Usually cars start to slow down when they get up there, but this car seems to have a point where it actually gets better the higher in RPMs it is. Oh, well, the higher in the actual gear it is. Of course, it's going to be higher RPM. So, yeah, I'll have to watch this one. This car's not very good, but I don't know what I'm doing. So. Still peaking out pretty well. I'm still trying to get it just below the red line. That's my goal with these videos. My goal with these videos is to get it where the car is near its red line point when I get to the finish line. That's basically how I do this. So, not bad by the beginning. All right. Next up, we have the Peugeot 206 S16. Very classic car in all the games. So here is all the stats here. Brakes are nothing. You can see my numbers there. There we go. This car's pretty good. I feel like the Peugeots are always, they're really quick off the line, which is, I feel like they're all designed basically for rally. It seems like, because the rally cars for Peugeot are really good. But yeah, so this one is a little bit, I think it's a little bit better than the Beetle, even though it's got probably more weight than the Beetle. I'm not actually sure to check that, but yeah. Kind of basically make it so that I barely turn the car. I want to see if I can get really good at riding this apex line here, because I want it to be where the car actually gets, I mean, it all is so close. It's a game of such precision, so you don't want to be in a position where you're sliding around on the turns and you won't actually get the best top speed for the car. It's kind of a misrepresentation. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do with that. Unlike what I just did there. Still not going to be that bad with this car though. Got as close to that wall as I could have been. I didn't even need to do that. I think it actually hit the wall for a second, but that's pretty fine. It's kept its speed. So it's funny to me how I'm very curious to see how long it's going to take for the Elise to get off the top spot. All right, now we have the very awkward-looking PT Cruiser. Let's do it. So here is the stats. Pretty standard. Brakes, normal. There's my numbers. There we go. The PT Cruiser actually is pretty quick at the beginning there, which surprises me because of how it's kind of a big car. But hey, they made it right, I guess. Kind of a little bit harder to steer. Makes sense. It's much bigger than the other ones I was driving. Can it get up to 169? No. Close, but all right. So now we have the Mazda MX-5 Miata 1.8 RS. This is the second fastest car untuned of the Miatas in this game. So let's see how it does. All right. There we go. Got it all set up there. Showing all my numbers. Now let's go. But the Miatas are really good. I'm liking the way this already feels like it's going really good. I always thought it was funny that in the Miata endurance race they actually don't want you to tune up the cars at all. It's a very interesting idea. This car is much better. I don't know if it's going to beat the Elise. We'll see. Well, I got this one to red line. It's surprising, but still doing really, really well. So let me know if y'all, what's your top speed with that car, because I wasn't expecting it to red line, but that was good, very good. Now for the very loud Spoon Sports Civic Type R. This is a good one. I've used this before, so we'll see what happens. There we go. Thanks. Numbers. Yep, there we go. The car sounds so different. It's because it's RPM. Things are so much higher. It's crazy. Hit the wall there for a little bit, but that's good. All right, here's the Accord EuroR. There's its numbers, very front focused. It's a good looking car, but I feel like it's very sedan-y, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this one. Very close to the red line. Did it. So still pretty good. Good top speed. It just seems like it took it a while to get there. Now we have the Toyota Celica SS2. This is the 90s one, so let's do it. Here's the spring rates, ride height, y'all name it. There you go. Here we go. It's a good looking car. Not the best getting out of that turn, but it was still fine. I just the joystick comparisons, not bad, not good, but we got it. It recovers. $179.1. All right, now we have the Mazda and Miata MX-5. I don't know which one this is. It could be the 89 one or the 93 one. I actually don't know, so let's go. So here are the numbers. Looking good. These are just the ones that I used. I don't know if they're the best, but they're just fun. They make the most sense to me, so I don't really know. I really like this car, the way this car sounds in this game too. I like how when it tunes up, you can still very clearly hear the original sound underneath, but you can hear the I think it's naturally aspirated, so you can hear the NA tune up, and you can hear the racing chip, and you can hear all this other stuff on top of it, which is really cool to be able to see, to be able to hear that difference. I think that was really cool of me to do that. And a lot of the cars in the game are like that too, where you can really hear the old sound of it underneath. Some of the cars, I feel like they just kind of made a different sound, but a lot of them, they really give you the detail of having the sound of the original car still there somewhere. Nice. This is gonna be better than the Elise, I think. Unless I totally mess this up, but I don't think I'm going to. I mean, this car is going pretty quick, being a Miata. Yeah, this is beating the. This is gonna beat the Lotus Elise. Wow, that was much sooner than I thought. I was expecting the MotorSport Elise to beat the Elise, but it's this Miata's gonna. Can it break 200? Maybe if I'd driven it better. But 198, my goodness. Let me know if y'all beat that. I'm sure you did, but I'm curious. All right, here is the Mazda Miata MX-5 LS. This guy looks good. I've used this one a lot. So here are the numbers. Pretty chill. So the LS does. Because so far now I have the 1.5 RS was the slowest, and then it was this most recent Miata of the first gens was better. So I'm curious if this one's going to be better. This is the one that's the fastest untuned Mazda Miata in this game. So I'm kind of hoping that it would be better because that's what I probably would assume that's what their hope is that their latest model is the best one. So I'm hoping that it is. That was not the best little swerve there. That might cost this car some valuable top speed points. We'll see. It still will beat the Elise, I think. Might not actually because wow, right at 193. That's hilarious. A lot of cars so far do that. They get right on the money. All right. This is the second to last car. This is a Celica SS2. That's the most recent model of Celica. I don't think they've made another one since. So let's do it. Here is the stats for this one. Let's go. doing too bad. Almost got to 175, but not bad. Not bad, Celica. But it's not ranked, so whoops. Alright, now the last car for this series is the MotorSport Elise. Apparently I'm ending on Lotuses sometimes. Alright, now here is the info for this car. I went ahead and lowered those down. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. So light, that's ridiculous. How fast it's going off the first 4 gears, it was just flying. Wow, this thing turns like crazy. That's nuts. I'm trying to keep it under control now. Yeah, I just hit the left joystick barely and it just keeps turning. It's the same thing that happened with the regular release. Well, that was funny. So I just tried this car just a second ago, and I nicked the wall, and the tire got stuck in the wall. So this is my take 2 of using the MotorSport Elise, because apparently it can get stuck in walls. I don't know. It's weird, but we're getting it. This car is so jumpy with turning. I barely am touching the left to the left, and I'm like, you can basically tap it once, and your car just keeps turning. After I turn, after I let go of the joystick, and it still is turning. Like, look at that. I barely hit it, and it just was like, hey, I'm gonna keep going. Fine. I mean, it makes it easier for me for that brief moment. Car really does not turn well. This is very interesting. Well, it beat the Lotus Elise. Let's see if it can beat the Miata. No. But hey, still very good car. Very good. The MotorSport Elise would beat that Miata on the line any day. So here's our new top regular Elise, Miata LS and 1.8 RS, ZZS, MRS, Spoon, CRX, Celica, Sylvia, and then the Accord EuroR. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and just give me some more feedback.